Tim Black. Tim Black.
That's all I know. Is that.
Yes, I am. True. Funny.
Oh, man.
Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black.
Yeah. That's the face. You know this face? Why do we do that face? That's that funky face. That's that when you get funky with it, just ugly. Just because if you like this, that's creepy, right? You don't want your bass player like this, or even this. You're like, you know what I'm saying? So this is good. Just ugly with it. What's his name? Wolfman Jack. I'm the Wolfman Jack. Yeah, I go back, y'all. Wolfman Jack had that, yo. What's going on, people? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black at Night Show. I'm your host. And I realized today I am a host. I am a host. That's what I am. I am a host. I'm a host of a show. I'm a show host. I'm a master of ceremonies, folks, who talks about news sometimes. That's really what I am. A progressive voice. But I don't know. But I am a host. I'm a host. And
let me just say I am reserving judgment until all the facts come out.
That's what my friend said. He said, you're a host, Tim. Michael Salomon. And speaking of Michael Salomon, this show is brought to you by Michael Salomon, podcaster extraordinaire, artist, and what have you. He has a great podcast. You need to go check it out at michaelsalomon.com if you want the latest and greatest of the podcast material that the podcast community can provide you. Also, this show is brought to you by Anoa Chang. Anoa Chang from Anoa Chang Show, The Way. That's right, The Way. And away we go. So, guys, I just flew in this morning, and gosh, my arms are tired. You weren't supposed to laugh at that corny joke. I just, See, that's when you know you are a host. I'm a host. I'm a master of ceremonies. So look, guys, look, check it out. Look it out. Tonight I'm going to have my friend Tamborina Borelli. She's going to call up because she said she got some stuff. She said, Tim, I got some stuff on my mind, brother, that I just got to get off my mind. I got to get it off me and pivot to the world. Now, Tamborina Borelli is a friend of the show. She's been on the show. She called in, and you loved her. You loved Tamborine. You said she was great. So we ended up talking in Philly for extended periods of time because she is or was a Bernie delegate. And is a Bernie delegate because Bernie still got them delegates. Yeah, that's that money you keep under the mattress, right? Keep it under the mattress. That's the delegates. Your mom didn't trust banks, so she put the money under the mattress. So Bernie put his delegates under the mattress. He got them in a cooler for safekeeping. So Tamborina Borelli is going to join us later on in the show, and she's going to give you a tale of a delegate. The struggle of delegates, the Bernie delegates, and how they were treated there in Philly by the most pleasingly plump party ever, with the most progressive platform ever, that they don't have any intention of fulfilling. You can't tell me, look, man, I don't believe they're going to do the stuff they say they're going to do. You feel me? Let me just make sure everything good. I'm annoyed now. See, you said we had a sound problem. You know what I mean? I don't believe I don't believe that the DNC is going to live up to their side of the bargain, folks. Facebook Live, you understand what I'm saying? Does that make me a conspiracy theorist? Hold on. Excuse me. Does that make me a conspiracy theorist? I just don't trust them. Look, if you got to tell your significant other to say I love you, they don't really love you. I love you. Okay, cool. All right. Hold on. Put a call over. I thought you loved me. You all right? No, put a call over. Then say it. What you said. See, that's the DNC. Now, in that situation, what do? Try to decorate the house better? Start cooking big meals? Or do you recognize this person just really ain't feeling you? So what's been happening is we've been trying to make the Democratic Party say I love you. And they just don't really want to say I love you. They just want to sleep with us for a while till they get what they want to get. Is that analogy working? You get what I'm saying? They just want a place to lay their head for a while. Till they get that good job. You know? I just got one semester to go. I do what I gotta do, man. I do what I gotta do. But you don't love her. I do what I gotta do, man. That's how I feel about the Democratic Party right now, the way it's treating progressives. You know, they're just hanging around, Hey, you ain't doing nothing. I can come by and we can watch a movie. You know what I'm saying? Watch a movie or something. That's how they treating us, and I don't appreciate it. I'm not cheap. You understand what I'm saying? My vote don't come cheap. I hope your vote doesn't come cheap. And that's the way I'm looking at it. And the way they treated us out in Philly, no. Not in my house. All right? So I did a little video today just to update you all on Ajamu Baraka. And I like saying his name, Ajamu Baraka. That just makes you just want to they cut on that, Ajamu Baraka, man. Cut it on. Listen to it. Just island music. Just feel like Mike Epps when I hear that. Yeah, If you don't know who Mike Epps is, look him up. I got a diverse audience. Everybody ain't from the inner city. Some people don't know who Mike Epps is. Like, who's that? The guy that was in Friday. Okay, what was he doing the rest of the week? All right. So, but seriously speaking, though, guys, what we are dealing with is a situation where we should know who cares about us, who loves us. And I feel at this point, I looked in Jill Stein's eyes, and I could have just gave her my wallet. Just here, take it. What do you need to win? Just tell me what you need, because everything she said was good. Like it was like, and she didn't blink. It was like, and Tim, it's just a pleasure being here in your presence, Tim Black. It's the grassroots that really have built this movement. And we just have to fulfill it and live up to the goals and the aspirations of the country, of all people. And Black lives do matter. And we just need to all work together to build the type of country we want. And we should know about our GMOs and what they're putting in our foods. And the same people that make the vaccines shouldn't approve the vaccines. We should have checks and balances from outside parties that don't benefit financially from us, but are only there to provide safety for us that we can trust. And Tim Black, she had me at like, a pleasure to be here, Tim Black. I'm sorry. I wanted to be tough. I went in the Jill Stein interview wanting to be tough, but she was the nicest person, one of the nicest people I met the whole time in Philly. So yeah. So back to the DNC, I went there for a reason, not just the shower praise upon Jill Stein, but I will tell you this, guys, and I mean this. I know a lot of people are like, why did she pick Ajamu Baraka? I made a video to give you it was 2 minutes of your life of Tim Black telling you what I liked about Ajamu Baraka that I know so far, okay? Because I looked them up. The credentials are pristine. Human rights. I'm tired of seeing pictures of little kids blown to pieces. I don't know about you. I don't like what we do around the globe. I like that idea. And he's also involved in social issues here in America. Human rights violations in his own country and abroad. And I just like that about him. It's much, much substance. Now, the reason why I brought up the Green Party is because when I look at the Green Party, I look at the Democratic Party, it's a tale of two different solar systems. Right? Because the Green Party just seems to be more substantive. Now, it's going to take some time for people to kind of warm up to it, and I understand that. I understand it. I do. But when I look over and I look at Trump and I look at Hillary, I look at Gary Johnson, I'm like, and I want to be serious about it, but Gary, you couldn't get my vote if I left it on your couch and went home. You couldn't get my vote, man. Gary Johnson can't get my vote. I just listened to some of the standpoints. No Social Security? Social Security ain't free, homie. I've been paying in it for 20-something years, homie. And now you say, oh, we're just going to get rid of that because, they used it up. Why are you taking money from the Social Security money? Won't you take it from our nuke money and our droid money, our drone money? Won't you take that money and put it back in Social Security? I mean, because all of it's our money, my money, all of it's my money. I'd like, look, if I got $10 and I want to put 2 here, 2 there, I should be able to do that. You putting $8 in military and $2 on social programs, and then when I say I need more social programs money, they say we lazy, we shiftless, or we want a handout. But you got $8 in mine going somewhere I never wanted it to go. And that's the hypocrisy of it. Isn't it, Facebook Live? You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? And it doesn't, it just, and the crazy thing about it is it's the average citizen who's broke who stands behind that stupid ideology. It's your neighbor who's going, they just want a free Obama phone. They want free Obama phone. I don't want no phone, fool. I want food for people starving in America, the richest country on the globe. I want veterans to get treatment. And I'd like our kids, especially in the inner city where black kids are 50% of black kids don't have jobs or summer jobs. I'd like some money to go to programs so we can get them employed. Because you know what I don't often hear, guys? It's just me. It's tripping. But here's the thing. I've been around a lot of bad neighborhoods. I've never, ever heard a guy say, hey, man, I got this great job, man. I'm about to quit it to go sell drugs, man. Yeah, man, I figured, I'd rather sell drugs because, this nice paying job is just too good to me. It's all this upward mobility and this great job I got, I'd rather sell drugs and risk going to jail and getting shot, because that just seemed like a better career path. Like, people watch too much movies. People who do things for money illegally, typically, except hardened criminals, that's all they know, those people really feel like they don't have no options. So I would like some of my money, Gary. Gary, you listening, Gary? I'd like some of my money to go help those kids, right? So that they can have summer programs. And won't you help them do something green? Green, like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I know it's radical, but see, here's the real thing, and they don't like talking about it. When I say they, I mean the establishment. They don't want to help the inner city kids because then they ain't got nobody to put in the jail. If they got nobody put in jail, they can't make money off the private jail. You understand what I'm saying? And still, you got your neighbors going, they should just do better. I hate when I hear people say that. They should just do better. It's all about choices. Yeah. If you heard about some kids in Mogadishu that was shooting each other in the street, you'd be like, well, they poor as hell, man. They don't have no opportunity, Well, let me tell you something. Just because the name of it is Detroit or DC or, I don't know, Memphis, don't mean it's not bad. We got generational poverty in states all across this country, in cities all across this country, in pockets of rural destitution. All right? I talked last night about the bubble because one of my callers said maybe these people are living in a bubble. Maybe Bernie's in a bubble. Look, a bubble is something that gradually happens to us. We all live in bubbles at times. You may not realize that you live in a bubble. You watch this show and you get progressive news with a progressive take, right? You're in a bubble in a way because you're used to that. Right? You're used to progressives. Not just me, Benjamin Dixon, Michael Salomon, Anoa Chang, David Packman, whoever, Mike Figueredo, the Humanist Report. Shout out. Jimmy Dore, shout out. You know what I'm saying? Let the madness begin. I'm naming people. I'm dropping it. Pick it up if you can pick up what I'm putting down. Here's the thing. There are people who live in another bubble, this mainstream bubble. They don't even realize they're in a mainstream bubble. because that's all they know. So these people who are voting against their best interest, who don't know about the Green Party, I feel like it's my job to expose them to all the opportunities. What else is out there? You can't fault a person for what they don't know. But once you know, what? You can't unknow what you now know, right? So we got to let them know. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. What I got over here?
Let's sprinkle some crack on them and get out of here.
And that's what I do. I sprinkle some facts on them and then get out of there. So yeah, man, I'm feeling pumped up. I'm energized. I feel good. I'm very glad to be here tonight. Tomorrow we will have Lee Camp from Redacted Tonight. Give it up for Lee Camp. Funny guy who says a lot of things you won't hear said anywhere else. You know, mainstream media. Definitely not on mainstream media. I mean, tell the truth. Are you crazy? We have statistic quota to keep up. I'd be telling the truth about election fraud and the Clintons. Are you crazy? So Lee's gonna come through, man. We confirmed it, and it's all good. Oh, H.A. Goodman wants me to tell you he's sorry and he love y'all. And he didn't mean no disrespect. He's got caught up. Remember, it's 6 o'clock when I do my show here. It's 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock in L.A. He's right in the middle of the day. He got caught up in some stuff, and then he tried to hit me while I had the show. And you know I use my phone for Facebook Live because I got to bring my Facebook Live people in here from the Tim Black's Wolfpack on Facebook Live. Got to holler at my peoples. So H.A. Goodman will be turned next week. That's my guy, my partner in truth, the No Sellout crew. And there's no selling out. So I hope you guys are feeling the love, man. You should be feeling the love. Right, that 30 minutes went quick. Pew! So just a little bit more about Ajamu Baraka. I think we're going to get to know this man, and we're going to realize that he has a lot of substance to add. And I would love to see him on stage with Mike Pence talking about international affairs, talking about moving this country forward. Mike Pence is going to be like, I hate the gays. The gays shouldn't be able to do this, and the Lord told me. And I'm just kidding. A job who's going to be looking at him like, these fools. Am I really up here with these fools? And Mike Cain just going to be smiling, doing bad Trump impersonations or whatever he does. I'm not as bad as Hillary. I'm really not. See, I smile. I'm nice. Nothing going on upstairs, but I'm a nice guy. I mean, I sold out a long time ago. You know, it was just easier. Want some pretzels? I got some pretzels in my pocket. Want some pretzels? I mean, Tim Kaine seems like a nice guy, man. But, I don't want just nice. I want right. On the side of right. And if I can't have on the side of right, I don't want nothing at all. Don't try to sell me this nice guy. Well, he's less confrontational. He's less disgusting than some of my other choices. You know what? That's not going to work for me. And I heard all the stories. Oh, Tim, be pragmatic. Look, pragmatic is just an excuse for not doing the hard stuff and taking risks. That's right, taking risks. You could have had the girl of your dreams, but you said, nah, man, I'm going to go ahead and be pragmatic. I'm going to go ahead and go back to my ex again for the 18th time. When she hit me with that dumbbell in the head that time, she didn't really mean it. I mean, I did tick her off. And so what? I don't know whose child that is, really. She loved me. I mean, she says it when she's not calling me out my name. See, being pragmatic make people do dumb things. I don't want to be pragmatic. I want to be right. And I know you want to be right, and we are going to be right, okay? I'm going to keep pounding this. I'm going to keep telling the truth. We can do better, and we got to start doing better. So to all those people out there saying to me, Tim Black, Green Party can't win. I heard you, EJ. I love you, EJ, but you know what? You don't know that, and you know what? We will never build it if we don't start somewhere. It's not my job to bail out Hillary. I ain't bailing her out, man. I don't have that type of money. I don't have that type of integrity to extend to throw away trying to bail her out of her own misery. And you know what? She'll turn around and throw more people in jail. I can't have that. I don't want them bombing countries, intervening on people. I don't want that. Y'all want that on your hands? And this whole, I don't know if I'm going to vote for Trump or Hillary. I don't know, maybe I should vote for Trump. dude. You really don't mean that. If you look at Jill Stein, you look at Trump. Come on, man. Come on, man. One, you can like leave your one. One, you can leave your wallet open on the counter. That money is just exposed. Whole paycheck just there. You can go sleep and don't even think about it. The other one, you better just leave that money in your car. I don't trust Trump. I don't. All right. Now, before I start the show, I hope Tammarine's on the line. I'm going to check in a minute. I want to pose a question that was posed to you. Would you think I was wrong if I debated the Trump girls? Diamond and Silk. Would y'all think I'm crazy? I'm serious. Would y'all think I'm crazy if I debated Diamond and Silk? I think it would be funny. Oh, I think it would be hilarious because someone offered me this. They said we're gonna put together this thing, Tim, and we would like you to debate Diamond and Silk. And I'm like, let me think about it. I don't know if I got my medication? Do I got any Tylenol 372 back there that I can take? We only go up to Tylenol 2. Well, I need some Tylenol 372s if I'm going to listen to them two women talk that mess. We stumped for Trump. We stumped for Trump. We tired of being on plantation. Well, then why y'all sound like sharecroppers? What are y'all don't sound right. What is this? How much he pay y'all to act like that? Don't y'all got kids? They see you up there acting stupid like that. That is stupid. We stumped for Trump. We stumped for Trump. Let me stop talking before they see this and we won't be able to have a debate. Because I haven't decided if I want to do it or not. So guys, comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Would that be funny or not? I think it will be hilarious. And maybe, just maybe, I could convert some of her audience to become Green Party, right? Because I'm going to make some points. When I'm not making fun. But the rest of it will be points. It'll be solid points. And he's breaking down the field. He's going down the field. He can't be stopped. He's on the 30, the 20, the 10. Oh, he scores again. Tim Black. 10 touchdowns in a row. He just set a record. No one's ever scored 10 touchdowns in the first half of any game ever. He just keeps scoring touchdowns. Yeah, I'm going to score a lot of points. I'm going to run the score up, and I ain't going to stop either. They just going to want to hang up. Just hang up the chat. Just hang up. That's it. We quit. Because if Roland could clean that clock being nice, you know me. Roland wasn't being nice, though. Roland that smart and kick. Woo. I don't know if they wanted. Did they really want to? They don't really want to debate me, man. They really don't want to debate me. I become real with them quick, fast. So how much child support does your baby father owe you? Because there had to be a reason why you doing this. I mean, come on. What kind of car did you? So how long were you on the bus before you met Donald Trump? Talk to me. See, I'm not gonna mess around with you. I ain't gonna sit around and play all day. I mean, I know you had to get something for that. How many Jolly Ranchers exactly did they give you? to throw away your soul, to win Coon of the Century. How much does that cost? I'd like to know. Look, I'm sounding like. Oh, all right, guys. That was all monologue. I appreciate you guys for enduring it. I went from topic to topic to topic, all to try to just entertain you, but also make some good points. I made a couple good points here and there. All right. The topic of tonight's show is the Delegate saga, the saga of the Delegates, what they endured during their time at the DNC in Philly. My guest is Tamborine Borelli. She's not only a Bernie delegate, she's also running for state senate in Washington State. Her primary was yesterday. She will know the results shortly. And I'm really pulling for her. I made a video in support of her candidacy. She's up against a moderate Democrat, and who's holding the seat, the incumbent, is a Tea Party Republican. So we got a lot to talk about. It's going to be very interesting. I'm going to check and see if my friend Tamborine is on the line. You guys good? Everybody good? I hope so. Facebook Live, everybody good? YouTube? Right. I tell you. I stumped for Trump. Well, you're gonna need a Bernie because I love Bernie. I shoot at will, and I'm going with Jill. How about that? Okay. Don't mess with me. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, tambourine is in his house. Let me get my headphones in so that I can bring in the soldier. She's a soldier, you guys, and she means what she says. All heart, Tambourine Borelli. Hello, Tambourine. How you doing?
Tim Black.
What's up, sister?
I'm hanging in there, man. How are you?
I'm doing a lot better now that I got Tambourine Borelli on the phone. It ain't every day you got a sister named Tambourine Borelli call up to your show now. Come on now. That's my
Not
friend.
every day, man. Not every day. Thank God.
Wow. So, man, Tambourine, I just want to say it was a pleasure, just talking to you so much in Philly and like really getting to know what type of person you are. You really are a strong sister. You know that?
Oh man, Tim. I just have a heart filled with passion. I think that's all it really is,
Yeah, but I mean, you're resilient, you're tough, you got a lot of principles and ethics, and you truly are Bernie to the core. Tell me, how'd you find out about Bernie? When did you find out about him? When did you become a delegate? Explain how that went down, sister.
Well, first, let me preface by saying I'm one of the ones that represents millions of us burners that never even voted before. And mind you, I'm 45 years old. So,
Hold on. Stop lying, Tambourine. You ain't a day over 32.
Shut your mouth, Tim. Don't even try it.
She's just trying to make people feel better. Old people like me feel better. Come on, Tambourine.
Compliments will get you everywhere. No.
Hey.
But for real though, like seriously, I know there's a lot of us that have the same story in regard to never wanting to engage in politics because, there's some of us that are just real. We're just, you, what you see is what you get. We don't mince words. We're just, the kind of people we detect bullshit. If I can say that without a beep, we detect it a million miles away. So politics has never been something that interested us because everybody knows, politicians have a reputation of saying what they need to say. I'll go ahead and quote Obama in 2008 when he referred to Hillary back then, quote, "She will say anything and do nothing."
She will say anything and do nothing. I love it.
That's what he said. Now I didn't say that. Now
it's true.
Obama said it himself. Now he's singing a different tune now, but he said that, and because of
Hillary
that
Clinton,
type of,
she'll say anything to get elected. Do not trust Hillary.
There you go.
That Hillary Clinton.
Who is that?
That's my voiceover guy. That's the clip I had him do for us. I just had, it was a perfect timing. You just happened to say it, and then I had it, so I had to run it. So you didn't trust politics. You sound like me because on my show, Tambourine, for 3 years, I talk about politics every once in a while, but the focus wasn't there because I felt like you, Tam. I just couldn't. I saw nobody I believed in. So let me let you continue. So you decided you give it a shot. Why so?
Well, yeah. I mean, I caught wind of him here and there, and I started to listen to what he was saying. I was like, damn, I've never heard a politician talk like that before. So for a minute, there was a glimmer of hope that maybe we can have a public servant, if you will, because that's what I think he is, that is really of the people and by the people, and especially for us, So I started getting involved, and when our caucus here in Washington was nearing, I started to volunteer, and I opened up a volunteer campaign office here, and I became a deputy field organizer for the campaign and a caucus site leader. And, I was going to the high school talking to kids, telling them not to be apathetic like I was. I mean, like went all in. And before I knew what like a delegate was, I was like, I just knew I had to be one. I didn't know how I could be one. What was the process? I just knew I was going to be a delegate. So, long story short, we went through all the different, there's the precinct level, the CD level, and it just unfolded that way, and there I was in Philadelphia representing.
Wow.
So yeah.
That's amazing. That's a journey. It sounds very similar to a lot of folks who watch my show. They share that same type of journey where they just find themselves just getting involved just by being motivated by Bernie Sanders' message. It wasn't just, it was nothing about it. Was personality had a little something to do with it, but I think it had to do with the way I feel. Like for me, I just felt he was so sincere. Like he just seemed like he didn't play. Like it was not just lip service with Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
So
exactly, and that's the thing, Tim. That, and I was saying this as I was explaining to someone in Philly. I was saying that Bernie people were engaged because their hearts were spoken to. His vision penetrated our hearts, and so everything we did, from phone banking to canvassing to, everything to elect this man was from the depths of our hearts. And so, that's the difference when you have someone that touches your heart, and then you have a politician that has carefully refined speeches that are mathematically crafted, you know what I'm saying, for
right.
a particular end result. It's a different thing. That's not touching your heart.
Right. Right.
To the ones that who deal with their heart, that's pissing them off.
There you
because,
go.
It's insulting.
You're right. That focus group testing, that, well, put your hand like this, put your head like this, and when you say this, say it like this, and use this word because this will get them to think this and that. Yeah, I don't think Bernie hires focus groups to vet his speeches before he gives them, and he doesn't have a room full of consultants.
Exactly.
Yeah, telling him, well, use the word but instead of and yeah.
Exactly.
I understand exactly what you're talking about. That fabricated populism, that pretend to be of the people thing.
Oh my God. Let me tell you, that whole week was just first of all excruciating.
Yeah, so let's, before you get to the DNC, because that's the meaty part. So how'd you did you have the money to get there? What, if you don't mind explaining, like the fund, did you endure a financial burden going to Philly? Because Washington ain't around the corner from Philly, I don't think. I mean, I know a little bit of geography. How did you raise money? What happened? The trek to DNC?
Yes, well, thankfully, we have such a supportive group out here in Washington. I had a GoFundMe.
Okay.
And, raised quite a bit on that. And also the campaign helped a little bit as well.
Okay.
Cool. Wherever there was, any way that they could, they did, which was definitely props to them.
I know a lot of people left their jobs behind. A lot of people were like put in really bad situations. I'm glad to hear that, because I know some people went, they weren't sure if they're gonna have their rent money when they got back. I mean, it was really bad situations, and I just think about that when leading up to what went down. So you made it there with the help of good people and people who know what we are there about. So what was the first day like arriving in Philly?
So, the first day we're all converging, checking in, and there was an air of no one quite knew, but I'll speak for myself. There was always a glimmer of hope. That I think I spoke last time I was on your show that we don't know what's going to happen. Like I always reserve that little space for a little magic to happen. So there was that. Hope was there, and the first day, actually oh my God. So Bernie calls a delegate meeting with us at the convention center, not the place where it's being held at Wells Fargo, at the convention center that's like 25 minutes away, right?
Okay.
And so, we all pack in this room. It was filled, those kind of ballrooms at a hotel. And, he starts his speech and many familiar things that he's talking about, the things that we have to do and the things that we have to accomplish. And the minute that the name Hillary or Tim Kaine came out of his mouth, I mean, if you could have been in the room, just a resounding roar. Wow. I mean, that room shook, and it went on and on and on, and we were yelling, "We want you! We want you!" I mean, and it was just picture like 1,900 voices in unison shouting the same thing in a closed space. And man, I hope someone got this on camera, but he had both of his hands on the podium and his head just fell down.
Wow.
His head just hung. And Jane, my friend, was right up there next to them, and she said that, Jane started to cry. Oh. And it just, wow. I was up on a chair, and I was just like, it just felt like a bunch of warriors in the room, their general telling them, we have to, acquiesce to this other general. And, the war that we fought up until now, the blood, sweat, and tears that we've shared together about this vision over the mountain that we've been talking about, that we've all believed that we're going to get there. Right. Then the general saying, well, like Moses said to people, look, I may not get there with you. And that's the last thing the army wants to hear, especially who you're telling us who you want to take over. It was just like, hell no. Right?
I heard that. Yeah, I understand that. Wow, that is, whoo, Lord, man. You are good at this. You are good at telling this story. This is guys, I know you're feeling this. Wow. Tam, I can't imagine. I'm in the room with you, and I'm just imagining that moment, and you feel bad for him, but you want him to do the thing, but you feel bad. He's looking up. Wow, that's a lot of emotion. So what happened next? What's up?
Okay, so then then we're released out of there. Then we have to get to. There was a big thing because the DNC had moved the time, of gavel. The gavel means when the convention starts, right? And so there was a big, kind of issue in regard to that, because our meeting with him was at, I forgot what time it was, but it was a close call. Like, it was going to be close for us to have to hoof it to the Wells Fargo Center from across town. So we get released. We're waiting outside. Now, mind you, you were there, Tim. The heat was like I'm just going to say it because whatever. It was like a hooker in church. It was that hot. I mean, we were all on the corner there. Sorry, I had to say it because you know what? Let's just keep it real. Uh-huh. So we were all in the corner for like a half hour, and it was like, oh my God, so humid, so hot. And we all, didn't have, didn't have so much water with them, and it was dangerously hot. So the buses were late. And so one other delegate and I were like, okay, let's take an Uber there. So we jump in an Uber. The Uber gets us there, but drops us off. We can't even get in through the whole thing. There's about a mile and a half left to go. So imagine this, Tim. So I haven't had breakfast or anything. I probably had a glass of water so far that whole day. And we hoofed it a mile and a half, walking and sometimes running. The guy I was with, let's just go ahead and say he was in a little bit better shape than I was. And so I tried to keep up with him. And there were times I was like, Elizabeth, I'm not going to make it, Elizabeth. I was holding my heart. I mean, honestly, it was really stupid for me to do that, because by the time we actually got there by gavel, we got there with 2 minutes to spare.
Wow.
And, they wanted to put me in the the ER thing with the IV because I had heat exhaustion.
Wow.
Like I barely could even say my name. It was like that. So having said all that, right then, the first day, as I'm sure you guys heard on when you saw it on the news or when you were watching, it was thick up in there. I mean, from the time, bless the woman's heart, whoever she was that ended up, playing Debbie Wasserman Schultz role, convening over everybody because
Wow.
I'm sure you saw it. It was embarrassing for her because I mean there was no unity. There was no unity at all. Every time you heard the word Hillary or Tim Kaine, there was a resounding just a boo that would shake your seat, and we were like, "Oh God, is this the week going to be like this?"
Wow,
It
that's
was just,
day one.
there were so many of us, Tim. There were so many of us.
Wow,
You're
wow.
laughing at me.
Yeah. No. It's just wow. It sounds amazing, and it's the fact that this is just day one. That just adds to the fire. It's like you got how many 3 more days, 4 days of this to go? Goodness gracious. So
Yeah,
so what would have
yeah.
happened if you missed the gavel? They just dismiss you, or what happens if a delegate misses the
Well,
gavel?
yeah. Then they would pull your credentials and have an alternate come and sit in your space.
Oh.
And that's why I refused the IV because they wanted to take me somewhere that would have resulted in them taking my credentials. So I just kind of sat there. I was like, "You are not taking my credentials." I did not go through all that just now for
Right.
you to take my credentials. But
Right.
so the thing was, is we got a message from Bernie, probably an hour or so into it, saying I would consider it a personal courtesy if you would not boo. Because honestly, it was bad. It was really, really bad. So bad enough where he literally had to reach out and send us a message, a text message or an email or something. It was like, please.
Y'all weren't going for it. Y'all was serious. Y'all was, nah, we gonna have to boo Bernie. We love you, but we gotta boo this. Boo, boo, Lord. So I don't know. So how long were you there the first day? What? When does the day end for a delegate?
So the gavel is at 4, and then we didn't get out of there till probably like 11:30 or so,
Goodness
at
gracious.
least.
What'd you do for 7 hours? What's going on? Y'all building
Okay,
rocket ships or what? What's going
this
on?
is the worst part. Let me just tell you the worst part of the whole thing. It is like Chinese water torture. Like, have you ever had that? Like
No.
at the swimming pool when someone you're just playing around when they're dripping water on your forehead or your arms are held down and like water is being like dripped on you and there's nothing you can do about it. So picture this. I don't know how it was on the news, but every, I'd say 5 minutes to 10 minutes, depending on who the speaker was, I swear it was like they all just inserted their own personal, colorizations within the speech, but it was the same speech over and over and over. Excuse me, I'm still getting over a cold.
No problem.
So basically it was Trump's the devil. We fear him. Mm-hmm. We can't let him become president. And Hillary Clinton and Tim Kaine are the second coming, pretty much.
Gosh,
and it just was over and over. Every which way you could find a way to say that message, it was done. And mind you, every speaker, every hour, over and over. And what I think I posted this, I don't know if I posted this on your page or not, but today I was like, it is like psychological,
yes,
like neuro-linguistic programming. It's like through repetition. That is the way that brainwashing is done. And everything, Tim, everything about it. And those who are awake enough to see those types of things, especially those. I studied that in psychology, so I know when I see it and when I hear it, which angers me even more. Especially, we didn't even mention the fact that the day of is the WikiLeaks release.
Right. Wow.
You know, like,
good point.
talk about insult to injury. I mean, are you kidding me? Like, we're supposed to be this unity. They were trying to push that unity picture. Anyone that's ever had a cat and you had to pill a cat, try pilling a cat. You gotta hold the cat's head and shove the pill down their throat. And that's what it was like. I mean, we were all so angered by these leaks.
Right.
And we were angered because it was just one layer of truth of what we all have known to be the truth throughout this whole primary. We know that they were colluding against our campaign.
Definitely.
We know that they were in neck deep to make sure that Hillary was coronated. We know that. And so when these emails were released, it was just like, you know, not only do we are we gonna just pretend this didn't happen, you know?
Right.
But I think one elected official in our state said, "Oh yeah, well don't worry about that. You know, these little he used this word, if you can believe it. These skerfuffles will be over in 24 hours," he said.
Wow.
Now that tells you the type of disrespect and degradation of this whole movement that we've received from the DNC.
Skerfuffle.
And so they wonder, skerfuffle, evidence that they've colluded against the Bernie Sanders campaign to ensure that Hillary Clinton was the nominee. Not to mention all of what we already know. We've watched the election fraud happen before our eyes in Arizona, in Nevada, in California, and I'll say even in our state, because I had that volunteer campaign office, I had a stack of absentee ballots myself, 72. I faxed in and scanned and emailed in myself. Now, because I was a caucus site leader, I got to see the ballots, the absentee ballots that actually got to the caucus to be counted. Do you know how many got there out of the 72?
No idea. How many?
Like 4 or 5 at the most out of 72, Tim Black. Now, I say that to say I happen to know that there were thousands of them statewide that did not get counted, that were sent back to people by the postmaster. They'll never be counted. I, in my heart of hearts, know that Hillary Clinton would not have been viable here in Washington. That's based on what I saw, especially in those. It was a record high of absentee ballots in Washington. So all that to say, you know, by the time it came for Bernie to, you know, do the roll call, you know, he did suspend the rules. Did you picked up on that, right?
Right, I did.
Okay, so he suspended the rules, meaning that if anything were to happen to the nominee, if they became ineligible, that he would have those on record. But regardless of that, that's just a caveat. Now, when he finally went ahead and nominated her, you know, it just was an eruption. I mean, we all flooded the hallways, all just got up out of our seats, flooded the hallways, and were shouting, "Walk out, walk out, walk out." And every major news station was there among us as we were walking out. We went straight to the media tent, and we just became silent. We taped our mouths, and it said, "Democracy silenced," on our tape, on our mouths, and we just sat in the media tent and all just holding each other's hands in solidarity. And that, let me tell you just something. You mentioned that I'm running for state senate.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to tell you, that day of marching out and doing the sit-in was the first day I felt clean, because there were times that I was aware of myself saying, you know what, you probably shouldn't say that because, you know, you're running. You probably should hold your tongue and and not really go all the way with how you feel, because that could probably hurt your race. And each time I said that to myself, I felt dirtier and dirtier and more like a politician and less like an activist or a public servant. So when I got a chance to actually break free from that ideology, I felt like Superman before, with like holding a thing of kryptonite. You know, when I was having to do that, or felt like I had to do that, my power was just like, it was like, no. You're not here to do that. You're not here to be like the rest of them and hold your tongue in regard to what's right or what's wrong because you're afraid of what's going to happen to you. Now, as we speak right now, I don't know who's listening to this, and in an hour, I'm going to know if I'm actually going to be in the general election. I don't know what the party's probably not too happy with me, but here's the thing. I would and will be damned if I'm going to be a regular politician that can be silenced in regard to what I think and believe, because if it were not for Bernie Sanders and this movement and this revolution, I would still be fast asleep, but I'm awake now. So if I can't be a politician and stand up and speak the truth, then I'd rather be in the street with the people, being an activist for this revolution. So whatever happens tonight, it's going to be all right, because I'm going to either be on the inside shaking stuff up, or I'm going to be on the outside in the street making sure that this revolution happens.
Wow, guys. Wow. You give so many people hope, because that's why, that's what we hope to have as a leader, as a person who's fighting for us in Congress or in the state Senate or even city council. I mean, that's what we want. That's what we want more of. And wow, that's the attitude, man. And that's you inspiring me, Tambourine, because if I was going to do it, I'd have to do it like that, man. I can't go any other way. I'm like you. I mean, you probably like me in a way, like I can't pretend. I'm not good at it. It shows on my face. I had people call up and say crazy things, and then I can't hide it. I just give them a look, like I can't pretend. So, man, that resonates so deeply with me. I'm sure my listeners and everybody, they can relate to that, and it's moving. Tambourine, you are built for this. So,
Tim,
wow.
I think all of us that are inspired to be a part of this right now, there's certain ones of us who were born for this time, and you know who you are. And those who know who you are, you can't just go along with the rest of everybody because of whatever reasons they give you. You just can't do it, because there's something deep in your soul that just is just not right with it. You just can't swallow it. You just can't do and be the same old status quo. And so those of you who know who you are, I encourage you to stand up and don't go along with whatever everyone else is doing. You follow what your heart is, because this is a time where we need you. You can't buy this kind of wiring or courage that comes with it. You can't buy it. So hold on to it if you have it, and know that you're not alone, because those of us who were born for this time, we find each other. Like Tim, how I found you, and how I found Lulu from Election Justice USA. That's a whole other thing, that's a whole other aspect, Tim, that, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to, on a side note, they're trying to really, as you can imagine, discredit Election Justice USA, the daily cause, by the way, that used to be a reputable, progressive outlet, can no longer be trusted for neutral information. They are bought and they are sold. They are a mouthpiece for Hillary Clinton. That's just the bottom line of it. So don't listen to anyone trying to discredit an avenue of, if you just read the credentials of these authors, you will be like, oh man, you'll know what the business is. We have to do something, Tim. We have to do something, because the truth is, and the bottom line with all of the whole DNC thing, we can't just let this happen again. This isn't the first time that an election has been stolen from us, from the people, in regard to who the people wanted.
Right.
We can't, if we lay down and don't say anything, we say, well, next time. We can't let it be next time, because it's happening now, and we know it's the truth. Everyone knows it's the truth. Now we have evidence to back that up. Where do we go with that? That's the question of the hour. We all are joining forces to build a coalition to answer that question.
Right.
Where do we go with this information? Because we're not going to just go back to sleep with it.
That's
it
right.
has to be brought to light, because otherwise, how will any other progressive coming after this election be confident to know that they're going to be able to have their voice be heard and let their constituents choose them rightfully, fairly in an election? How will we know that? Our democracy is at stake here. It's not about Bernie Sanders in this election. That's an infantile perspective. It is about our very democracy and what this country supposedly is built on. So if we don't have the courage and stand together, because I promise you they fear that. I promise you, no matter how powerful they are, Goliath fears David and that one little tiny stone. I promise you. We are David, and that little stone and that slingshot is the truth. And as long as we have the truth with us, we can't go wrong and we can't lose. We just cannot lose the faith or lose our courage.
Wow. Give it up for Tom.
Oh, man.
Man. You're going to lose your voice, man.
I'm sorry, Tim.
I don't know. I don't want you to hurt yourself. I don't want you to hurt yourself.
Get going, man.
Yeah, man. I love it, man. This is great. This is like, I want my show. I don't want nobody going to sleep on my show. I want them to wake up. That's the whole purpose of the show. And when you said we found each other, I was thinking, you took me back to my interview with Jill Stein. In the first 3 minutes of interviewing her, that's exactly what she said to me. She said, grassroots and this election is about, we have found each other. That's the same way she articulated it. And it moved me then, and it just moved me now when you just said it, Tambourine.
Yeah.
So, wow.
Bernie was right, Tim, when he said that there's nothing we can't do together. It's the truth.
I believe it. So, I was outside of all of this. I didn't witness it. I wasn't, didn't have the credentials to get inside and cover it. But on the outside, we were protesting. We were holding rallies. I wish you could have been at some of my rallies that I participated in. And I tried to bring down the house. I tried to do my thing. But I don't.
I know you do, Tim.
I'm thinking about, what's this whole thing with dropping y'all off places and, the white noise machines. I got so many questions. Let's start with white noise machines. What's that about? Were there white noise machines up in there?
Okay, so they weren't there on the first day.
Okay.
After our booing and all that.
They went out and brought stuff.
One gal that, yeah, they were like, yeah, we're going to go ahead and take care of you all MFers.
Yeah, we're going to need to get some white.
We're going to take care of your little antics right now.
Yeah, we're going to have to get some white noise machines up in here. We ain't going to be able to do this show. We're not going to be able to put on this farce if we don't have some white noise machines.
No, exactly. Exactly. So some of us didn't know what they were, but other ones of us in the delegation that, what I'm saying, they're up on stuff like that. They were like, oh, you know what that is? And they busted it out.
Gosh. Oh,
yeah.
Sarah Silverman. I want to know the response to Sarah Silverman. Please, from you guys.
I tell you.
Please tell me. I want to hear this.
Man. Has everyone seen Invasion of the Body Snatchers?
Yeah, I saw it.
I mean,
yeah, I saw that.
For all of you who haven't seen that movie, it's old school. I just totally aged myself. But, I mean, it's like where it looks like the person, but it's somebody else. You're like, what the hell happened to Sarah Silverman? She was, doing like, grassroots kind of soldier type, rallying the troop type videos, YouTubes. And there she's on stage telling us we're ridiculous. And we were just like, oh, no, she didn't.
My God. She
like, you know what I mean? I just wondered, like, what, Tim, everybody, even, I'm just going to just keep it real. Even Bernie. I'm like, God, what did they do? What did they say to you? What did they do? What could they possibly because it was something. And one day, I hope we know, but my God, it's like that. It's like to make human beings flip 360 degrees Now that's something there, because that's what we witnessed. It was a complete and total turnaround, and it broke our hearts, is what it did. Each instance, it broke our hearts.
Wow.
Tim, it was psychological warfare, it was mental warfare, physical warfare, and emotional warfare. I mean, it was like a battle that week. I'm telling you, no sleep, probably 3 hours, if that, a night, and then sitting there and hearing that same message being drilled into your mind over and over and over again, and it was a message that made our blood boil and our soul just be sickened. I mean, it was something. Now, I wonder, I don't know how many, but quite a few of us came down with a really horrific chest cold. So yeah, that's the Sarah Silverman answer in short.
Wow, because I went at her, man. When I heard her say that, I went in on her in a rally speech, and then someone from Salon picked it up and wrote a little article about it, bashing me for talking about because all I did was call her ridiculous and unfunny, and said that what's ridiculous is a Bernie Sanders supporter ever supporting Hillary. That's ridiculous. And then they decided they're gonna write about me and try to like I don't like women because I don't agree with Sarah Silverman and called her what she called us. But wow, so was there any Bernie speeches, any at all? Or was it all Hillary?
Well, yeah. So yes, he and here's the thing, and there's talk that he had not turned his speech in to them initially, and there, and here's the thing, I don't know if this is true or not, but this is just the word that he had to apparently rewrite it because they kept pushing his speech back. He was supposed to speak at 9:00. He spoke at 11.
Okay.
And who knows, man? What right. 10 years from now, there's going to be a movie about it, and we're going to know exactly what happened behind it. There was talk that he had speaking of skerfuffles, because there was this gash that appeared on his cheek. You know what I'm saying? Some people were saying, no, that was photoshopped. Other people were saying, just a whole bunch of stuff. You don't know what trolls are trying to start stuff to get us to, fight each other. I mean, you don't know what's the truth. That's what I mean. It was psychological warfare every single day, and right down to the last day when those balloons that we've been staring at in the ceiling, that they were held in these nets all week. We were looking at these balloons knowing that one moment they were going to be dropped in her parade of coronation, and right down to her coming out all dressed in white. All these things, let me tell you, everybody, that is psychological manipulation right there. White, pristine, blameless, godly, all of those things psychologically, subliminally, we hold. So when we see her come out like that, we're to pair her with being blameless and pair her with being, you know what I'm saying? Do you pick up what I'm putting down here?
The association between the color and she's supposed to symbolize those things that color symbolizes. I get it. Yeah, I get it. It should have been all black though. but I love black, but she should have been wearing all black. And maybe some red for the blood on her hands, at least red gloves. But what about Michelle Obama? Talk to me about Michelle Obama, because she broke my heart, sister. She really did.
Yes. Well, we all they passed out all these Michelle things that we were supposed to hold, and by the way, we were censored. I don't know, not just the white noise machines, but we were threatened with our credentials being taken away from us initially, for putting our no TPP signs. It was California and it was Washington, mostly, the rabble rousers. Okay. But when Michelle came on, we were asked to please not embarrass. They were like, please do not boo anything in Michelle Obama's speech. So, we obliged, we didn't. But, as you said, quite a few people share that sentiment. I mean, here's the thing. If you ask me, they probably really don't like each other. But that's the thing about the politics, like in '08, people probably remember what she was saying about her.
Yeah.
Not to mention what her husband said about her. And,
right.
here they are, happy as clams, together. But, yeah, Tim, I mean,
the thing about Michelle Obama, Tambourine, is that I've known a lot of people who really they had a lot of harsh criticisms for Barack, but they would always say that Michelle, they thought that she was keeping it real and that she was like upset with Barack for a lot of his stances and not standing up on certain issues. But when she came out there and she did the song and dance, man, and she piled it on, I was like, wow, this woman is tarnishing her legacy for Hillary. I cannot believe it.
I know, man. But at the end of the day,
I just felt that if anyone, she could say, for her, I could see her saying, I don't want to speak. Like maybe she doesn't dissent and say anything negative, but I just could see her, no one can make her speak. She could say anything, any reason why she wouldn't speak. I mean, she's not a politician. She's just the wife. She doesn't have to. She could just say, I don't want to speak. I got a headache. I got a migraine. It's killing me. Oh, my feet hurt. Oh, is that, anything, because she's not a politician. She doesn't have a career to protect. Right?
Well, here's the problem. Here's the problem with this. Now, and I'm just going to say this because it's the truth. And it's not even so much my opinion. I don't know if you're aware or not, but, Obama just signed the DARK Act. You know what that is?
Yes, we were talking about it on the show. I think it was yesterday. Please refresh my memory. We did talk about it though.
So basically, the bottom line of the DARK Act, it has to do with GMOs in our food.
That's it. They don't have to label. That's right. My bad. Yeah.
And it's going to repeal the states that have enacted into law GMO labeling. Vermont, one of them. Like 5 or 6 states, something like that, have a law that says, look, we want to know what's in our food. And isn't that just an immutable right? Shouldn't we know what we're eating and feeding our babies and, our loved ones? I mean, ourselves?
Right. You can sell it. Just let us know. Give us the option. Right.
Give us the option. We're the only country on the planet. Europe, they're illegal.
Mm-hmm.
So that just tells you something there. So it has to do with money. Obama appointed the Monsanto CEO to the FDA. Monsanto is the leader in poison.
Right.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So it's money, man. It's money. Money does a lot of things. Not to mention him going for the TPP, which takes jobs away from middle class America. We don't even have middle class anymore, and that's my God. I mean, how much money does it take for someone to lose their soul? So I just say that to say in regard to Michelle and Barack. They 8 years ago, they were inspiring, and it really felt like they wanted hope and change. Or hope for change, but they're millionaires now.
Wow, that's true.
A president's salary is only like $200,000 something. Bernie Sanders is the poorest congressional sitting legislator probably on the Hill. That tells you something, and that's why it hurts so bad. It just hurts so bad because it's not just this country; it's like the planet. It's like. We need that hope. We need to turn this ship around, man.
Yeah.
If we don't do that, then we're in trouble. So, sorry.
No. So, Biden, I don't know. He wasn't talking about nothing. How was the reaction to Joe Biden?
Not much. He probably was sitting behind us. We actually, I don't know. Did you guys all see the election fraud banner that was unfurled behind him?
That was perfect. Yeah, that was
Somebody tucked that in their underwear on the way in. Let me tell you, because that was the only way they got that in.
clever. I love him. I love him for it. That was great. Oh man.
Oh yeah, no, but let me tell you, all the celebrities were sitting behind us, quote unquote celebrities. Katy Perry, that other guy, Orlando Bloom, all them, you know. And here's the thing: when it was time for, the balloons to drop and all that, this is where it took the most courage, because it's almost like, well, come on, you guys, you're not gonna, get up and clap for this. You're really assholes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it took the most courage in that moment. We stood. Let me tell you, you would have been proud. Because I know that the cameras on the news didn't catch this, but in California and those of us in Washington, we had special shirts that were bright neon, and they matched the seat ushers, right? And so when they tried to turn the lights out on us, we glowed, and it said, "Enough is enough." Bernie Sanders with a dove and an olive branch, because we were peaceful. We stood in solidarity, all of us, with tape over our mouths that said "silenced," and we just stood there. They were yelling at us, they were screaming at us, and I'm just going to go ahead and tell you what they said. For those of you who don't like French, cover your ears. They were like, "Sit the fuck down!
Wow.
What are you doing? This is our convention too. Shut the fuck up!" They were screaming in our ears, and we were just standing there, just peaceful. We didn't turn around. We didn't yell at them. We didn't argue. We just stood the whole time that she was giving her speech, and it was a long one. We didn't move. We just stood there holding our signs, whether it was no TPP or we support the Palestinian humanitarian rights, all those things. I mean, there were so many things that were going on all at once. It was a battle, man. It was a battle. And, the people that were yelling at us, they have no idea. You know what I'm saying? They have no idea what actually was happening. And it just was, honestly, it was an experience that I will never forget in my life. Mm-hmm. It begun that night. The next phase of our revolution started that night.
Wow. Listening to what you describe, I'm thinking two things. One thing, I'm thinking, like the terrorists, they say we build terrorists, we create terrorists every time we bomb a country, every time we kill innocent people, we create another terrorist. And I'm thinking they really created a terror for themselves now, and these people that they mistreated at this convention, because if they were ever wavering, like they were on the fence maybe in the back of their minds, they kind of pushed you the other way, definitely, man. I mean, after that type of treatment, you'll never go Hillary.
Well, that's the thing. Here's the mind F, if you will, because there's some of us, when I said that some of us are born and wired for this revolution,
right?
And others, they're in it, but they're not necessarily wired the same way. And those are the ones that are like, come on, she's the nominee now. I mean, come on, we can't let Trump.
Yeah.
We can't let Trump, that lunatic, and they've bought it, hook, line, and sinker. Well, because we can't do a nader. We can't do a nader. We can't go that third party. It's not going to happen. And the problem with that is they've just regurgitated another belief that has no root in substance. Because if you want to talk about math, let's look at math. Now, I'm no mathematician, but I know this, that 60% of Americans are crying for a third party.
That's right.
60% of Americans are fed up with both parties and both systems. They know that it's corrupt, and they want a third party. Not to mention, just within this primary, Bernie got almost half of the Democrat vote. Almost half, because 46% was was recorded. 13 million votes were recorded. Let's not even talk about the millions of people whose affiliations were changed, the hundreds of thousands of people who were purged from the voter rolls. The other thousands of people who didn't actually get to vote because out of 200 polling places, it got reduced down to 10 or something crazy like that. Let's not even count, right?
Right.
So I say that all to say that when we're looking at math, if there ever was a year a third party could be successful, it's this one. Let's just look at math. Bernie Sanders, wherever he went, he filled stadiums like he was a rock star. And Hillary Clinton could not fill a high school gymnasium. And I'm going to tell you that just happened post-convention in Philadelphia, the first Clinton-Kane ticket event. There was 200 people there. 200, Tim. Houston, they have a problem.
Wow. Yes.
Okay?
Right. You can't buy
so don't
support.
Look at us
Right.
blaming us for a Trump presidency. Blame yourselves for allowing collusion and fraud to defraud the people out of the candidate they chose. This is the candidate of the people. And still there's 3 months. There's still a lot that can happen. I don't know what's going to happen. But all I know is I cannot, regardless of what that does for my, quote, political career or not, I cannot and I will not put my endorsement behind a human being that has no respect for life, no respect for women and children in other countries, and thinks nothing of sending our own out to war to die, not to save and protect us, but to fill your own pockets. Even FDR said, be wary of the handful of men that will seek to pluck the feathers of the eagle to line their own nest. And that's what we're dealing with right now. Wow. It's that money. It's that money in politics. Oh my God, Tim, you just get me riled up.
Man, that's some true talk, man. That's as real as it gets. That's as real as it gets.
Lord have mercy.
So what happened with Nina Turner? They say her credentials weren't stripped, but she just was not allowed to speak. Is that the gist? Is that the truth? As you know it?
Yeah. So yes. So before Bernie is put into nomination, Lord knows Hillary had hundreds of people speaking on her behalf. So the moments where we got someone to be speaking about our candidate, that's a special moment, Think of everything it took for all of us up to that point, all the hours of volunteering, all the heart and soul we put into this race. Can we just please get who we identify with to speak on our behalf for our candidate, please? Nina Turner, please. Can we just please?
Right.
No.
Right.
Not only did we mess this whole thing up, and you guys know it now because of WikiLeaks, but shut up and sit down, fall in line, and no, you can't have Nina Turner talk. So I felt so bad for her. They told her right before she showed up to speak and to put him in nomination, and Bernie had to tell her that they changed the program.
Wow.
So she was supposed to speak twice on his behalf, and so she was yanked from the program.
That is.
Yeah.
We have crooked Hillary.
Insult and injury, right, Tim?
That's a horrible.
That's like an abusive relationship.
Yeah, it is, and I'm thinking right now how that some of these people in the media have the audacity to talk about we don't want to unify the party. How are you going to unify the party when you treat us this way? When you treat us, marginalize us, disrespect us, strip us of our integrity, strip us of our dignity? Really? I mean, this woman came all the way there to speak. She was on the program, and you just yank it from her. That's disrespectful. Utterly disrespectful.
That's right.
And then
that's right.
Then they're going to print ink. These guys are wasting ink. So that's why I keep telling people, man, the media to me is one of the biggest culprits in all of this, because the people that are asleep, they're sleeping to the sound of this media that's lying to them. I don't think people know the story.
That's right.
I don't think they know the story. For real.
No. No, they don't. And most people don't. But that's the thing. That's why this grassroots movement is so important, because we have to educate each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's happening, you know, but it needs to happen on a larger scale. We have to educate, not only in regard to the fact that all media outlets, most media outlets, are bought and paid for because they're owned by the same company.
Right.
Come on, man. I mean, we know what that means.
Right.
And the thing about that is, if everything is being controlled by the same handful of people, they control the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
They control what you think, because people that get their view of the world from the major news outlets, they're screwed because they don't have the truth. Yep. You know, these days, we get our truth from Tim Black, from Lee Camp, from HA, we get it from TYT, and you know what I mean?
Right.
That's the reality of it, and we get it from each other.
That's right.
And you know, that's so important, Tim. So you know, what you do is more powerful and weighty than you may even realize right now. I mean, you are a symbol of this revolution, so don't ever take it lightly. You are so important.
You know what?
We're doing.
I told Tambourine. Tambourine knows this story, at least part of it, I think. But I haven't shared with my audience anything I'm about to say now. There was a time during this convention where I didn't feel safe. You know, like I felt like I was told that we need to be careful. You know, someone was at my hotel and they told me, they said, you know, we need to be careful now. The person I was talking to was from the Green Party. And when he first said it, when he first said it, I just wanted to make sure I knew what he meant when he said we need to be careful. So I asked him, I said, what do you mean? He said, you know, safety. You know, we need to be careful because they know we're here, brother. They know we're here and they know what we're doing and they don't like it. And earlier when I was giving a speech, a brother came up to me. He told me how much he loved my speech at the rally. And then later he came back up and he said the same thing. He said, man, I'm security. And, you know, if you want security, you know, I'd be happy to provide you with security. And I was like, security? You know, it hadn't even dawned on me that there could be repercussions, like physical repercussions for what I was doing. I mean, I'm in the moment. I'm not thinking about that stuff. So, you know, this is serious business. And that's why sometimes, you know, I have criticisms of people. I don't know. Like I'm a small. I'm not saying I'm the biggest thing, and I'm not the biggest fish in the sea. I know that, but I don't know what the bigger fish have been going through. Is what I'm trying to say. You know, if people are telling me that, you know, like, you need to watch your back. I'm like, what? You know, I got a little 70,000 subscriber YouTube channel. And now what are they telling other people? You know, what are some of the conversations? So when we have criticisms, sometimes we need to temper that. And I know it's something people don't want to hear, but hey, man, it's the truth, man. We don't know what the repercussions could be for some of our actions, speaking out, not going along. And that's why I say sometimes when people sell out, I'm wondering, like, everybody can't be a sellout. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know what you're saying, Tam, when you say,
I do.
You know, that Sarah Silverman, I use the Snickers commercial analogy where in one part of the commercial, they're a different person, and then they eat a Snickers and they're another person. They're back to themselves. I'm like, you know, these people were one way and then they're another way. I'm thinking there may be a reason behind that, and all of it may not be that they're cowards or that they have no soul. There may be something more to it. I don't want to go into Alex Jones land, but I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah. Hey,
you feel me?
I mean, yeah, that's real. You know, and sometimes, you know, the only answer could be like, well, damn, they probably got threatened. You know, I mean, it's not out of the question. I mean, hello. Right. I mean, you know, let's not forget that the dude that works for
DNC, the one in DC, the
DWS in voter expansion.
Yep, in DC, right here in my neck of the woods.
4 bullets in them.
Yep. And they think
you know that, right?
Yeah, and it turns out, well, the word on the street is that he may have been providing WikiLeaks with some of the information. That's the word on the street. Now, I don't know where, I can't verify that, but that's something like, you know, okay, why he got shot 4 times and not robbed? I mean, I'm from DC. I mean, you know, I'm just saying. I mean, I've been robbed in D.C. I didn't get shot. They took my wallet. They went on about their business. I mean, I don't know why they would target a guy, and not rob him and just shoot him. I mean, he wasn't? He didn't appear to be a gangbanger. He didn't appear to be a MS-13 member. I mean, I'm just saying. So, take it and do what you want to do with it. But I know I'm saying
exactly that. I mean, obviously we don't know, but let's just say the people collectively are like, that's a little coincidental. Who it is, who they work for, what they do there. You know what I'm saying? Voter expansion has to do with polling places and detecting election fraud. That's what the man did.
That's what he did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying.
That's
okay?
all I'm saying.
Yeah,
we gonna.
And let me just say to you, Tim, in regard to that, know this, that you know what I'm saying. Yeah, that's a real thing, and you know those of us that stand and have to stand and encourage when we do what we do.
That's right.
You know, just know. I mean, it was written somewhere. I think it's a scripture somewhere saying that if you seek to save your life, you lose it. But if you stand up, and I'm totally paraphrasing right now.
I know what you're saying.
You know what I mean? But the spirit of the thing was stand up and do and be what you were put here to do and put here to be. And don't worry about it, because there is a force, no matter what your faith is, what you call God, there is a force of good that is the opposite reaction to the level of whatever you want to call it, darkness, evil, whatever the hell is going on in this world. There is an opposite reaction that is just as powerful and just as good. And if you were born and you feel that you're here to do and help this movement to bring balance and light back to the people in abundance, back to the people on the planet, know you are protected and you're surrounded by that power. So don't have any fear. Know that you are well, and just keep marching forward, and don't let that fear in your heart, because at the end of the day, that's all we can do. You know what I'm saying? That's all we can do.
But that's a personal decision for each and every person to make. And I get it, you know what I'm saying, you know, and that's my point. Like, yeah, I've already made my decision, you know what I'm saying, but I'm thinking about those other people, because I heard they told me that, and I went right back out the next day and did the same damn thing. So I already made my decision about what I was going to be about. I doubled down, you know. I went 16 minutes in the next speech, you know, instead of 5 in the first speech, and then went down and then did a podium thing. I did a round table on election fraud with Lee Camp right after they said it. So I don't care, you know, but I think there's another quote: the brave die once, but a coward dies 1,000 deaths, or something like that. I mean, you know what I mean?
It's the truth.
It's deep, man.
It's the truth.
Looking in that mirror matters, man. It matters.
It does. And you may echo this, I don't know, but I'll say this. If I were to die for what the vision is of this revolution, this movement, what it means in regard to bringing back to the people what was stolen from them so long ago, that everyday people can live not in survival, and, you know, the planet and, you know, nature and all of that, how we treat animals, you know, I mean, everything. I mean, balance, you know, if I were to die, I'd gladly give my life up if I died knowing I did everything I could to help put that balance back. I would leave this place with a smile on my face.
Wow. That's it. That's it, man. That's the bomb. That's the real, guys. That's dropping it, breaking it down, and leaving it broken, walking away and forgetting about it, just putting it down. You know, just on another note, man, what do you think is the way forward? I know you're running. Tell us a little bit about your Senate race. Come on now. Yeah, we're using a lot of time. I haven't even talked about what you got going on. So now you're running for state Senate. Talk to me about that. Like, how you do that? Like, because I know there's some people out here who are thinking, you done pumped them up now, Tambourine. You got them wanting to go serve. You know, like Jill Stein, she actually said that. Be of service, like be a servant. I was like, and I stopped in the interview, I said, Jill, I don't think I'm going to hear that from another candidate in this election besides you. She actually said I want to be a servant to the people, being a servant. So how did you go about doing that, starting to run for state senate?
So as you know, I never even voted before, so it wasn't something I ever in life thought I would ever be doing. But it's something that happens when you start just following your inspiration. Then one thing leads to another, and you end up doing whatever you're supposed to be doing. So through this campaign in Money and Politics and all that, I went and marched with Democracy Spring in April. And I flew into Baltimore. I marched with them the last day into the Capitol, on the steps of the Capitol. I was getting arrested, and I was looking up into the offices of Congress. And as they were putting the handcuffs on me, I was like, I wonder what it would be like if those offices had us sitting behind those desks. People that were willing to risk it all in the name of freedom, justice, and equality. So then I was like, I had flirted with the idea, as I was volunteering, but that moment really solidified it. So I came back home and I put my hat in the ring. Didn't know, really what I was doing, what it entailed, or any of that. But again, when you walk in the way of what you're inspired to do, it's like magic, man. All the best people, all the I've got the best consultants for my campaign, the best help with volunteers. Everything just kind of fell in my lap. I was like, okay, wow, So one thing led to another, and I got endorsements, man. Check this out. Someone who's never done it before. This is how you know. I got endorsed by the Washington Education Association, the American Federation of Teachers, 3 local unions of the Carpenters Unions, NARAL, which is a women's rights organization. The Washington Progressive Caucus gave me a sole unanimous endorsement, and the Women's Political Caucus as well. So I mean, it just humbled me to no end. Like, oh my God, these people have faith in what I'm saying that I would like to do and be for my district here. So I'm going up against Randy Becker. She is the second term incumbent. She is a right-wing Republican. And basically, it was just me in the race. There was the filing week, right? It was just me and Randy. Now, Friday at 4:36, just a half hour before, someone else throws their hat in the ring. And it turns out to be the incumbent that Randy unseated 8 years ago, Marilyn Rasmussen. Now, she's 77 years old, and she was in office for like 4 terms, at least 20-something years between the Senate and the House. And basically, this is just the real deal. The Dems, who are the establishment Dems in our district, the word is they did not want a Bernie-crat sitting in that seat. They didn't want, because that seat, if I win that seat will turn the Senate out of the hands of the Republicans. It's an important race. So they did not want a Bernie-crat. So they recruited her in the 11th hour to run against me.
11:59.
So that gives you a little.
Sound like more 11:59 than 11th hour, Paul.
11:59 exactly. So that's been a little interesting. There's some endorsements we didn't get because of that, because they had to wait until see who goes through the primary. So in about 15 minutes we're gonna know who that is.
Wow.
But yeah, it's been an experience like I can't even tell you. I mean, you can only imagine, right?
Right. When you were describing what it's like having these people endorse you, for a minute, it's like I realized that you know how I felt when I went to Philly and all the love I got from people in Philly. I was like, it's a I don't know, man. It's a new experience. It's like I don't know, out of body experience almost. Like these people really, they really care about me.
Yeah.
People really are feeling me. We are really connected. I mean, people brought
like
me,
a validation, right?
Yeah, like a validation. And it's like, but at the same time, it's like a huge responsibility. It's like, wow, like I got to live up to this thing. Like I want to make sure that I provide, like for instance, the Green Party, their convention starts in a couple days, and I was told you need to go to the Green Party convention. That's what I was told when I was there from people in the Green Party. I met all of Jill Stein's staff at the campaign office, and plus I'd been talking with them because she came on my show before I actually went to Philly. So this is my second time interviewing Jill Stein, and so I got a great relationship with the campaign. And then, I was, then people were bringing it up again, but I said, you know what, I can't be away from my show because I just left my show. And I owe this to my people. It'd be different if I can do shows remotely, but I just came back. People, so that's what I mean about responsibility. It's like, you know what? I'm good. I told Debbie Lusignan, kill it, represent. She's going. Her people, her viewers raised money for her to go. I said, go, Debbie, and kill it. Represent. Do your thing. And she's like, thank you, Tim. You're with me in spirit. Your energy's with me. I'm going to go do my best. And hey, man, we all work together. So I definitely identify with you when you say that feeling when these people, these groups of people, like they got behind you, Tambourine. They believe in you. And I know it's amazing for you. I know it's amazing for you just having that.
Well, in addition to that is because, the incumbent, she's got all the money in the world. She's got, the Koch brothers probably, Alec, American Legislative Executive Exchange Council, pardon me. And I mean, she's got all the money she needs, right? And I did my campaign just like Bernie did. Little amounts here and there. And it really, truly was and is fueled by the people. So, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It really means something. And if you don't mind, I'd like to just plug that real quick. Anyone that's inspired to, could you please go to our site? And even if it's just $5, please support just with a little love. We're trying to just do and be what we need to with the people and not have to take any corporate type donations. So Tambourine, TAMBORINE 2016.com, and we have an Axe Blue. We have actually 2 different ways that you could make a donation. And again, it doesn't matter how much, even if it was, we've gotten $2 donations before, but that just reinforces to us that, what I'm saying, the people are behind us and we can keep this fight moving. So I appreciate the opportunity to be able to do that.
Sure, Tambourine. I mean, it's a pleasure. I mean, I just wish, another thing about you that's so impressive is that you went to Philly in the middle of your campaign. Like.
Ooh, they were mad at me, Tim.
You are something else.
Everybody was mad at me for doing that.
They were. It's crunch time, and you out here with these delegates. You better, man. I mean, I just got to give it up to you, man. You are all heart. You are all heart, definitely.
Yeah. Well, it takes that to know that, Tim. You're all heart too, man.
Thank you, Tam. Thank you so much. Wow. So we're coming down to it, huh? And are you gonna? Is this something? Do you want to go, or do you want to wait, or how do you want to carry this? I mean, I know you got people that you want to talk to, like maybe share this moment with, or what? How are you feeling?
What's funny is, people were like, "Are you gonna have a big watch party and all that?" I was like, "No, actually, I actually had dinner plans tonight with a girlfriend that really had nothing to do with my campaign. I was gonna be totally." Incognito, just really low key, and kind of just go to a movie and then check later what happened.
Yeah, okay. You know what? I feel you on that. I could see me doing that, like not wanting to just have all my focus on that at that moment because it's out of my hands at this point. What else can I do? So I might as well
totally out of my hands.
Yeah, fall back and just say, hey, you know what? It's a reason for everything, and I'm just going to react. I'm going to, act based on whatever whatever comes down. Wow. So
absolutely.
So I don't know if I don't want to ask you nothing too tricky. just what are your thoughts of the Green Party? Do you think we need another party? Would that be okay, or do you think it makes sense in this?
Listen. Obviously, I'm running as a Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing, and this is what the tone of what bothered me the most of that week. I don't want to feel like I'm living in some fascist, society where we can't just speak. We're afraid to say things because, come on. And if anything were to happen in regard to that, we need to change that. So I'll answer your question. I'll answer it clearly and loudly. Absolutely. We should have at least three. You know what I'm saying? Because that's democracy, for God's sake.
Right. What's wrong with competition? Competition is good. I like choices. You like
honestly.
Choices. I want all types of ice cream flavor options. I want to know, like I want my steak. I might want my steak medium. I might want it well done. Some people want it rare. I don't know who those people are. But some people, they want it still bleeding, still moving. People want choices, and I'm good with that. And without choices, they get to corner the market on you. It's like, where you gonna go? They get that George Bush on you, like, what you gonna do? Where you gonna go? You can't go nowhere.
Right.
I got you. Where you gonna go, buddy?
Him. That's the problem. That's where we're at right now. We're forced with, okay, who do you want? Trump, a buffoon, racist, and just fill in the blanks of everything that he is, or do you want Hillary, who has absolutely engaged in criminal behavior and has even been said by our own FBI that she had reckless, what was the adjective? I'm sorry, my dog.
Yeah, reckless. Extreme reckless or something.
What was the adjective he used? Do you remember?
She, gosh, what did he say? Yeah, Comey. He said she was, goodness gracious. Roof. She said, no, he said, I was thinking about the dog.
Irresponsibility, and I'll paraphrase. She was irresponsible with our security. With my God.
Classified documents,
and she was caught in a lie. Blatantly, she was caught in a lie. Right. So we know she lies. We know she just today, WikiLeaks.
Ernie B said extreme carelessness. That's it.
Extreme carelessness.
Mm-hmm.
So she just today, WikiLeaks released that in these emails, she was caught selling arms to Syria and a couple other places.
Yeah, they're dropping bombs on them. They're dropping. The WikiLeaks is dropping bombs on them. It's not stopping. Julian Assange, he said, "Hey, I got a lot more documents. I'm trying to collate and order them." He's got more to release. That's just some of them. It's more to come after this. It's just the tip of the iceberg. He got so many documents. He got a squad of people trying to sort through it all. So yeah, there's more to come.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So with all of that being said, there are so many reasons why she is a poor candidate. So we have one on the left and one on the right that's like, oh my God. Like, I think I heard Cenk talking about his cab ride or something, and the dude, his name was Al or something, this Italian dude, and he was like, so who do you like? Trump or Hillary? And he was like, just that one response. Like, who the hell? Like, those are my choices? So why shouldn't we have a Jill? Why shouldn't we have a Gary Johnson? Why shouldn't we have a Bernie Sanders? We should have all of them.
Right.
And who the people want is who the people should get, period.
That's it. That's what I'm talking about. If you are good at what you do, you don't worry about competition. Why would you worry about? See, that's the whole thing. If you're a good candidate, if you have what the people want, and you can connect with the people, you don't got to worry about nobody else. I don't sit around worrying about what Jimmy Dore's doing. That's my guy, but I don't worry about what he put out because I do my thing. You know what I'm saying? And so if you have to worry, if you got to resort to cheating, and backstabbing and kneecapping and threatening and just, saying you destroy people's careers and they'll never work again.
Right.
And, that's
Right.
the only way that you can get votes, or you can, and that says a lot. Like I say, man, people, we got these trolls, they spend a lot more money, Tambourine, because first it was $1 million to Hillary correct the record, right? This super PAC. They were spending $1 million
Right.
to go online and harass us. Now they got another $6. They got $6 million now, so they're out and even super force now, bashing us and attacking us online. But you know what? Bernie Sanders didn't have to spend a dime, and he didn't have to have no super PAC spend a dime to correct us or to correct Hillary supporters.
Not
because
a dime.
we do this out of love. We do this because we are motivated by the policies and our candidate. That's
Yes.
you feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's the difference.
Yes, and that's the whole point. You cannot. That was the whole thing. They couldn't understand why we just didn't. Now the nominee is picked. Now we all just hug and we're all on the same team. What part of that is that you don't understand is psychotic.
They don't get it. They just
like
don't get it, Tam. They
They just don't get it. It's like this. You're really good on analogies. I love analogies because they really bring it home and really just take it to the heart. So here's the analogy of how I felt in a nutshell in that week. So say you have a young girl that this virgin-like girl who's never had a boyfriend before, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's me, never voting before, right? Never delved into that. So you have this virgin, and she meets this boy who absolutely is her match through and through. They were made for each other, and she falls madly in love, whole heart and soul, with this young man. And then, something happens to this young man. This young man is yanked from her life. She doesn't know what happened to him. He's just ghost. He's just gone, right? And so she's lamenting this loss of her first love. And her heart is aching, and she doesn't know what happened to him. And then her parent, BNC, is saying, oh, well, here's this other nice boy, this other nice boy. And this other nice boy is a real asshole, really. It's like remember in Back to the Future, Biff, the big jerk?
Yeah, Biff.
He's Biff, right?
Right,
he's just
right.
his ass, right?
Right.
And he's real rude to her. He doesn't open the door for her. You know what I'm saying? And she's supposed to fall in love with this guy because her parents, it's an arranged marriage. The parent wants the arranged marriage because it's gonna, bring money to the parent because Biff is freaking rich, right?
Right.
So, but she's like, wait a minute, I'm still mourning the love of my life. Come to find out, she gets this FedEx letter. She opens this FedEx letter, and it's evidence. This investigator was taking pictures all along and shows that it was Biff who kidnapped the love of her life.
Wow.
And was the one responsible for the love of her life disappearing from her life forever. And then the parents say, well, you've got to love, this Biff. It's got to work out. Just what are you tripping about? You learn to love him. Just hold your nose while you make love to him.
Oh my God.
That's all you have to do. Now, any of you on this call knows if you've ever, hopefully never, have ever even had to kiss someone that you have no feelings for, tell me how you felt afterwards.
Bye, Felicia.
That's how I felt. That's how I felt of the mere suggestion that I, quote, fall in line. Now, that's an analogy for you.
Wow.
That's how I felt.
Hold on, man. I'm standing up for that one, guys. Stand up. Stand up. That was good, man. That was, man. When you threw that this Biff kidnapped him too. Oh, nah. Goodness gracious. But that's perfectly right. You're right. That's exactly what they're doing.
It was Biff.
It was Biff did it. And you want me to be with Biff?
Biff did it.
I want to kill
we have
Biff.
Pictures. We want to kill Biff. We don't want to mac down with Biff. Mm-mm. We want to kill Biff.
Biff gonna fall down some steps. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious.
Biff
Oh,
has
man.
no love coming his way.
No love. Biff can't get a handshake, let alone a kiss, let alone some loving.
Listen, you can't manufacture love. You just can't do it. And let me tell you something I didn't say. You know love when you hear it. Let me tell you something. I wish you could have, again, I'll say it for another reason. I wish you would have been in that arena, because Bernie Sanders has captured the hearts of the people, and we shook that Wells Fargo arena for 3.20 seconds, 3 minutes and 20 seconds of 10 decibels, 10 and a half if 10 was the limit. And we just kept yelling. We kept yelling. Bernie, Bernie, we love you. I mean, you name it, for almost 3.5 minutes. And that was from the heart. The heart sings a song that the mind can never replicate. And Hillary's people and shouts and things were all from the mind. They were, I didn't even say the fact that she had to buy, the DNC put out a Craigslist ad. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I saw it.
I have a picture of it.
For seat fillers.
You saw it.
Active seat
and
fillers.
let me tell you, that last night they were all filled, and they were filled by people who were paid to chant over us, paid to cheer. If you have to pay people to cheer from you, you are not a leader of the people.
Right.
Bernie Sanders still to this minute is a leader of the people, regardless if he's in the race or not. He's captured our hearts, and that's just the truth of it. No one can take that away, and you can't replicate it. You can't buy it. It's not going to happen. And HRC, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen.
And those people, and that's the thing about the Hillary supporters, man. They don't feel it like we feel it. You know, they're not coming from the same place. They're, like you said, they're just in the process of, this just feels right because she's a woman. I mean, that's all this thinking.
Yeah.
That's not a feel. Like, they don't really feel it in their soul. That's why I always thought that Bernie was the better choice. And when the DNC tries to use that trickery on us, like, well, if Trump gets elected, listen, if you wanted to defeat Trump, if that's truly what you wanted, you would have stopped rigging the election, and you would have let Bernie take us there, because Bernie has the hearts and minds of the people. These people truly back him. And these Hillary supporters, they fall in line, because they're not, I mean, they're voting
fall in line.
There you go. They will fall in line. Obviously, they fell in line now. They'd fall in line again. But you're not going to get, there's no Hillary or bust. There's no, like, you know what I'm saying? These people aren't paid. I know the founders of Bernie or bust. I was like the first person they interviewed, and I went to the convention, but outside the convention, I went there with them, and I did a rally for them. I like headlined a rally for them, and then Jill came on, and I'm gonna tell you, those guys did that on their own. You know, ain't nobody making no Hillary or death or Hillary or it's over
90
groups.
seconds.
You know, it doesn't exist. Oh, goodness gracious. The phone's about to cut off, Tambourine. This has been so great. Tell everybody how to find you real quick before the phone line dies. One more time.
Absolutely. You can friend me on Facebook, Tambourine Borelli, or Tambourine Borelli for State Senate. Twitter is Tambourine, TAMBORINE, number 4, and SEN. So please connect, and I'd love to hear from you, Tim. I love you, man. Brother, thank you so much.
60 seconds.
And I'll let you know what happens if I go on to the general
you know it
in about a half hour.
That's right, lady. We'll be talking. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. It means so much, Tambourine. People here, I know they loved it. They're feeling it. We got to have you back soon. I appreciate you, Tambourine, and I'm pulling for you. And whatever happens, you are a winner in my book. You're more than a winner. You're a beautiful soul, and we wish the best for you. And we're going to help you any way we can.
Thank you so much, Tim. And anytime, it's my honor. And I look forward to talking to you soon.
Okay, lady. Bye-bye now.
Okay.
Give it up for Tambourine Borelli, y'all. Tambourine Borelli, y'all. Wow. Well, wow. I told my friend
10 seconds.
I told my friend Michael Salomon that I needed to find my Anoa Chang, because Benjamin Dixon has this lady named Anoa Chang who was sharp. She's well-spoken. She's charismatic. She's interesting. And she knows issues and she knows situations. And I said, I need that. I need somebody like that. And I think, guys, I didn't find my Anoa Chang. Let me change that. I found my Tambourine Borelli. And you know what? It's a beautiful thing. Amazing. I am just so amazed and so encouraged to find people of like spirit, man. People, this is everything. It just is. Like, this whole Bernie has brought all of us together, and in the words of Tambourine Borelli and in Jill Stein, we have found each other, and that's what's happened. I get messages daily from people all over the world. I'm glad I found you, Tim Black. I'm glad I found you. And you know what? I say the same thing back to them. I'm glad we found each other. Because, yeah, Lord, what a guest. What a guest, Facebook Live. What a guest. What a guest, YouTube. What a guest, not Instagram. Blog Talk Radio, Stitcher Radio, and iTunes. Tambourine Borelli, go find her. The show is at IamTimBlack.com, guys. Please find the show, retweet the show, share the show. We do good work, and we got your best interest. I got your back. I hope you got mine. I'm going to cut it there, guys. That's it. My phone line is gone, but my hope is restored in Tambourine Borelli. So, let me do some shout-outs to the people. Let's do that. Let's do some shout-outs to the people. What's up, Facebook Live? Jennifer Vickers, you love that show? That was a good show, wasn't it? You glad I found? Yeah, you glad I found? What up, Tita? What's up, Julie? Dale Webb, Dave Mule, Lena Danger, Casey Atchison. Good. I'm so glad to have you here, Yolanda Carrera. What's up, Yolanda? What's up, Bill? Get rid of this. Bill Proper. Bill is proper. What's up, Bill? Rich Medic and Casey Atchison. There you go. You go. Mary Jane Smith Cook in the house. There she is. Hey, you. Pip Gary. What's up, Pip? Sean Johnson, my friend Sean. How you doing, man? Sean always sends me great information. We have Tita McNay and Corey Lamont. Walter Paladines. Thank you so much. And she contacted me and she said, Tim, when can I come on the show? Because we talked about it. I said, hey, what about tonight? I got Lee Camp tomorrow. I can have you on today. Tita McNay, Quinn Peterson, Jenny Lynn, and Julie Bryant. Ruth Randolph, Terry DeGrazio. Hey, Terry DeGrazio Taylor. Tina Trout. Kate Levin. Hey, Kate, how you doing? Yeah, it was a great show, wasn't it? Wow, it just came off so perfect. Kathy Eggers, Lisa Meave, Marcy Squire, and you know when I know it's a great show, the time flies. Al Porter, send me that message again, brother, that you sent me, because it dropped to the bottom. I think I know what it's about, but send it again. Christine Esperiza, Victor, hey Victor Ifinel, Eric Lee, Tina Trout, Daniel Espana. Send me a shout out. You got one. Daniel, what's up, man? Jenny Lynn, you got it. Man, guys, thank you so much. Everybody on Facebook Live. Julie Bergman. Hey, Julie, get it in, guys. I want to shout you all out, man. I'm riding high. That was a great show. Joanne Farrell, Tony Myers. You're welcome, Daniel. You got it. We love Corey and Rich, even though they trolled it a bit. A great, inspiring show. Stop trolling. Brian Barron and Deborah Kusina. What's up, Deborah? You got it. Much love to you. Brian Barron. You guys make my day, my week. Denise Hamilton Jones, Winters Covington, the whole crew on Facebook, guys. Thomas Wilkerson. Justin Funk. What up, Justin? What's up, man? Good to see you, man. I'm glad you're here. All right. Guys, I'm going to go over now to the YouTube side of the game, get him a little bit of love. They've been holding it down all night as well. YouTube peoples, what's up, man? Let me see if I can get this mic a little further. It's stretched to the stretch of stretchtivity. Let's see what we got here. Broken Carpenter's in the house. What's up, Broken Carpenter? Michael 2112, Jay LeBlanc, Rob, Illinois. My moderators, Momo Pineno, Liberty Not a License, When I Rap. My friend, Iron Man Oz. My program manager, George Massey. What's up, George? Thank you so much. Oh, and George lined me up somebody for Thursday. He's a Facebook poster who's done marvelous work, great work on Facebook. But I'm going to pull him up before it's over, guys, because I want to shout him out. Lee Camp will be here tomorrow, by the way, guys. Not sure. Nambi. Hey, Hun. Brian Byrne. And once again, Antonio Hendricks. 64 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. Jennifer Lynn. Donald Sawyer. Joseph Moore. Zozia 91. Truth Can't Be Silenced. Ginger Beeler. Ernie B. Dr. Cat. Ex-Jokers. Jessica Harrison. Ragusa F. Ragusef. Death Leopards, Bass Connor in the house. That's right, Belinda Restack, Rusty Shack, Alex M, Groovy Man 68, Ken Clonch, and New York Nightingale, Scrap Irons in the house. I got my man Scrap Iron back in the house. What's up, man? 65 Impala, much love to you. Red Eye, Miller Moki, Kingzilla 36, Low Key, Paul Oliver, Brewers for Cornbread. Don't you let nobody take your cornbread. And Jeanette Friendly, Sister Sarah, Not Sure Remix, Eric W, Baby's Mama, Michelangelo H, Becca C, my friend, Nate Jern, my friend, all my friends in the house. Guys, you are phenomenal. Shout out to my social media team, Nicole Luongo, Kate Loving, Malika Loves, and the whole crew. Shout out to my graphic designer extraordinaire, Momo Pineno, and also my editor, my digital editor-in-chief, Zalazar. That's a lot of R's and Z's and Zalazar. That's my man. And look, guys, if you enjoy this content and you appreciate it and you would like to keep it going and like to make the show better, please don't hesitate to donate to the show. It don't take a lot. If you got $2, I'll take it. If you got $2 million, I'll take that too. Whatever you can give is fine. Do not give me your last dollar, though, because that ain't this type of show. Get me back when you got it, okay? It's much love. I love doing this show. I love being here for you. Thank you for being there for me. And here's the deal, guys. The story we heard tonight from Tamborine Borelli is a story of perseverance and realization. Persevering through obstacles and realizing exactly what your calling is so important. I tell you that because I'm living that right now, and you make that possible. But the DNC, you know what they tried to do? They walked up to Tamborine Borelli and the other delegates up there in Philly, and they said, "You gonna eat your cornbread?" Let me try that again. They said, "You gonna eat your cornbread?" Tamborine Borelli, and the delegates who went up there on their own nickel and some nickels that were thrown from them by the campaign, what could be done. But they got there any way they could, and they stood fast, and they said, "Nobody take no cornbread from me." And that's when they made things hard on these delegates. Because, see, they don't like somebody not doing what they tell them to do. They don't want you thinking for yourself. You're supposed to fall in line. You're supposed to toe the line. See, that's the way they go. So they came back and they said, "Maybe I ought to eat your cornbread." But see, we have people of integrity. People who mean what they say, who think with their heart, what they call the heart-head, what did Nina Turner say? The heart-head soul agreement. Yeah, that's Nina Turner. And they will not be moved from their principles. And they are moved beyond just that action. They're moved to do more. They want to be servants of the people. Those people are a special breed. People who give and then give some more. They're willing to lose it all in the name of what they believe. And when you mess with those people, oh man, you messing with the wrong people, because you know what's going to happen? There's going to be consequences and repercussions. There's going to be consequences and repercussions. You better believe it. I'm Tim Black. This is the Tim Black at Night Show. Thank you once again to Tamborine Borelli for being my special guest. I love you guys for being here. And remember, don't you let nobody take your cornbread. I see you tomorrow at noon for the Progressive News Show. That's where we'll be back today. Tomorrow, we'll be back at noon. And I see you tomorrow night with Lee Camp. And you know what? I have a special guest Thursday. And I didn't look him up. You know what? I have it. I don't want to get his name wrong. I will tell you tomorrow who I guess will be Thursday, but you don't want to miss that one either. So, with that being said, guys, how about we play some music and sprinkle and do what?
If you guys are serious about it,
Let's
sprinkle some crack on them and get out of here.
We're going to sprinkle some facts on them, and I'm out of there. I'm Tim Black. I'll see you next time. Let's play that song. Come on now. Woo! That's what we're talking about. There we go.
Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. Yes, I am.
Yeah, people.
True. Funny. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black.
So say good night to the bad guy. Come on. The last time you're going to see a bad guy like this again, let me tell you. Come on. Make way for the bad guy.
TimsTake2@gmail.com is where you donate. Go to Patreon. Tim's Take Live. Love y'all. See you tomorrow on the next show.